A Knowles win puts them in the driver's seat for the conference title, but the short-term goal is to cut down on mistakes. They've had double the penalty yardage of their opponents, and quarterback Charlie Ward, his turnover average in 2 games is higher at quarterback than at point guard last season. 8 interceptions in 2 games matches Casey Weldon's total all of last year. Craig, the guy is a brilliant passer, a brilliant runner, but he's really struggling right now.
Well, he should have a big ball game today, though, because last week NC State's defense was on the field against Maryland for 108 snaps. They will be tired in this ball game. But the true question for Charlie Ward in Florida State is, how long will it take him to come around and continue to quit making the mistakes? I mean, he's making 4 or 5 mistakes a ball game. He needs to drop that down to 2. And until that happens, Florida State's defense will have to carry their ball club. They got a great defense, but once Ward drops off that number, they'll be better.
Yeah, Charlie Ward and the Florida State staff have been working very, very hard this week on his turnover situation. They're trying to cut down his interceptions. They've studied it. They've gone back to fundamentals, and I think they're ready to go. Analyzing his turnovers, he's had 3 overthrown passes for interceptions. The reason is he's not following through. Number 2, of the 8 interceptions, he's had 4 forces. Remember, he's a young quarterback. This is his first year starting. Here he tries to force the ball, and he's had 1 deflection. So with that situation, they're trying to correct Charlie Ward, and I think they'll do a good job.
All right, we've hammered him there with the lowlights. Now, what about the highlights? This is a guy who's got great confidence, and he's getting the aura of a guy who can overcome mistakes and perform in the clutch.
That's because of his basketball experience. Because of his basketball experience, he took Florida State down and completed 5 for 5 against Clemson to win that ball game. And this one, watch him drill the ball. He follows through with his arm and throws his shot. It was wonderful. I like Florida State in this game, but only by 1 point, because don't underestimate North Carolina State. Iowa did and got beat, my friend.
Hey, I like them by 2 touchdowns. Florida State will come out and they'll pound NC State. I don't think they can handle it and hang in there with them.
You know, NC State was the first ACC team that Florida State ever beat. Remember that game, Lee, back in 56, was it?
Yeah, 1956. Quarterback.
National back of the week in that one. All right.
That was something.
Well, Florida State coach Bobby Bowden is pretty much in the same predicament, though, isn't he? He has an inexperienced quarterback in Charlie Ward, but what a great athlete he is. Not only is he a great quarterback, but he can get you running the football. He did a good job of scrambling. In fact, he is the #1 rusher for Florida State. That's really unusual.
1st and 10, Florida State. Ward has it up for grabs, complete for Vanover. This will be a touchdown. No flags upfield. A 60-yard completion from Charlie Ward to Kamarick Vanover. He had the coverage against Dwayne Washington, and Charlie Ward, just as he did a week ago, just when you think he is down and out, he rises to the occasion. This is a perfectly thrown ball up over the top. And Vanover just outran Dwayne Washington. Fryer tangled up Sebastian Savage. There was nobody to stop the freshman. His first collegiate touchdown puts Florida State on top. Dan Mowry to kick. Point after attempt is good, and just like that, Florida State strikes 60 yards downfield. And they take the 7-3 lead over the North Carolina State Wolfpack. Kamarick Vanover on the far sideline. Pretty happy young man. They went to their 3-receiver set. You end up getting much more man coverage in that kind of situation. You see NC State manned up on the 3 Florida State receivers, and it's just a fly route. And Vanover had enough of a step on Dwayne Washington, and that was why it was so important for NC State to come away with a touchdown that last time when they just got the field goal. They've dominated the first half, and yet with 3:47 to play, the Seminoles are in command. 7-3 they lead. Charlie Ward threw a perfect ball that time. Brad Stott, their offensive coordinator, said one of the things Charlie's had a problem with is throwing the ball too hard. He had just the right touch for Vanover, who had the field covered that time, and North Carolina State falls behind. 1st and 10. 52 seconds remaining in the first half. Ward, big rush on. As Shannon Baker for a touchdown. Flag on the play. And it's back at the 20-yard line. A A 32-yard score will be negated, or will it go against NC State? The touchdown is going to count. Shannon Baker.
Well, holding on the defense. Penalty is refused. The score is good. Will penalize on the kickoff.
That might be the first play from scrimmage for Shannon Baker in this football game.
Yes, it is.
He's got Olympic sprinter-like speed, under 4.3 in the 40.
And Mowry on for the point after. And it is good. And with 43 seconds left to go here in the first half, Charlie Ward has struck twice in 5 minutes. Once to Tamarick Vanover, that time to Shannon Baker.
Right up over the top both times as well, because NC State had pretty good coverage, but when the ball is thrown as perfectly as Charlie Ward has thrown his 2 touchdown passes, look at the coverage here on the right side of your screen by Sebastian Savage against Shannon Baker. I mean, he's stride for stride, but that ball right over the top. Baker did a good job of pinning Sebastian Savage up against him. You see Tyler Lawrence got there a step too late, so Charlie, yeah, he got up in time to see the score.
His 8th touchdown pass of the season. Shannon Baker pulling in his first TD pass of the season. Charlie Ward,
after going 0 for 5, he's now going 7 for 8.
He's cranked it up, and 2 of those have been touchdown passes. 1st and 10. Florida State now on the move.
Baker's back in the game.
Blitz is on. Ward puts it up for him. He's got it. Touchdown. 44 yards to Shannon Baker, his 2nd score of the day.
They snuck him into the ball game, and I saw him on the wide side, and once I saw Charlie Ward drop back deep, I knew he was going deep for the speedster from Lakeland, Florida. He landed on his face. This is just a straight post pattern, taking advantage of that great speed. You see Ricky Turner underneath, as well as Mike Reed and Sebastian Savage can't get there. There's not many people that can run with Shannon Baker when he's allowed to roam free.
Shannon Baker with a big play. 2nd touchdown strike from Charlie Ward to Baker today. His 3rd touchdown pass of the day. After missing his first 5, he's 14 for 25. 250 yards, 3 TDs, and 1 interception.
The 3 touchdown passes are for almost 140 yards.
Let's take a look at our Schlitz Malt Liquor Genuine Draft Game Summary. Charlie Ward, after throwing incompletions the first 5 times out, 16 for 30 with 3 TDs. Marvin Jones with 11 tackles. Time runs out, and Florida State takes command of this football game in the 2nd half and runs past North Carolina State by a score of 34-13. In doing so, their 3rd straight victory. They've conquered Duke. They've conquered Clemson. Now NC State. Wake Forest awaits them next. Then it's Miami, and later down the line come challenges from North Carolina, Georgia Tech, and Virginia. Bobby Bowden, winning coach of the Seminoles, is standing by with Mike Hogwood.
Well, Bobby, congratulations. Boy, was that offense ever efficient in the 3rd quarter.
Well, we have a new offense, and we're trying to learn it. And I think we learned something about it today. And Charlie Ward caught him in about 3 different blitzes and really hurt them. Our defense played good.
You have to really be pleased with Charlie Ward and his development. Threw a lot of interceptions first 2 games, but today, never let it get him down when he was 0 for 5 there in the first.
No, I think that's typical of Charlie, is that he does have poise. Even though he does something awful, like last week, he doesn't let it get to him.
Bobby, congratulations.
Thank you. Feel very fortunate.
Bobby Bowden, Seminoles, 34-13 winners. Steve?
Well, he wanted improvement. I think he got it today out of his team, especially from all aspects, the running game, and of course a guy by the name of Charlie Ward, who continues to improve in his poise as a quarterback. He's standing by with Mike Hogwood.
Charlie, congratulations. Boy, you never let it get you down when you were 0 for 5 there, and you threw it looks like the long ball is your specialty. What touch on this pass?
Well, that's just like shooting a jump shot. But I had great protection today, and the receivers caught the long ball well. And it was just a matter of time before we start clicking.
All right, you must feel good about your progress, though, in your first week.
I had some ups and downs, and people rattled me and, you know, everything, but I'm coming around.
All right, it's Charlie Ward. His Florida State Seminoles winners 34-13.